Dear students, today we will discuss something about the Arbitration Conciliation Act, some of the important provisions of the 1996 Arbitration Act, and also we will touch upon the recent amendment which also brought about some changes in the basic law. This Arbitration Conciliation Act 1996 was drafted in accordance with the unilateral model law. We are party to International Convention, Geneva Convention, New York Convention. So, we are entered in the arena of international arbitration. India wanted to have a comprehensive law. There are different types of arbitration. Just for your information, institutional arbitration. The arbitration being conducted by some established institutions as per their rules. There are various institutions which are handling this type of institutions are Indian Council of Arbitration, the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Trade, Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry. They deal with the specific subjects, commercial, mostly commercial arbitration. Then there are specialized arbitration, that is arbitration conducted under the certain arbitral institution with special rules to meet arbitration in respect of disputes of particular type, such as commodities, specific areas of technology, construction work, the price of certain saleable articles, all these are specialized arbitrations. Then there is statutory arbitration under the Railways Act, Land Acquisition Act, Indian Electricity Act. There are these statutory arbitrations. Generally these arbitration which mostly commercial arbitration, there is domestic arbitration as well as international arbitration. Domestic arbitration takes place in India, subject matter varies various subject. The arbitration also, there are matters to be referred to the arbitration. All matters cannot be referred to the arbitration. The matrimonial matters, criminal matters, guardianship, testamentary matters, insolvency matters, criminal question relating to trust, matters of MRTP, all these matters cannot be related to, referred to the arbitration in the domestic arbitration. International arbitration is when one of the party is for either foreign country, foreign government, or somebody is a resident of a foreign country, or at the company, corporate, the central management is in a foreign country. So, that is the individual who is a foreigner, he has entered into some contract and that is international arbitration. International arbitration, domestic arbitration could be conducted anywhere in India, but international arbitration depends on the venue of the place of arbitration will depend upon the contract entered into between the parties. It may be either in Singapore, London, or any other place the international arbitration could be taken place. So, the international arbitration, the appointment of the arbitration, that is by the Supreme Court. Now, the most important thing in the arbitration is the arbitration clause. Is there any agreement, arbitration clause in the agreement? That is also, as per the 1996 Act, to be decided by the tribunal. Tribunal can decide whether there is a arbitration clause. The parties may allege there is no arbitration clause in the contract itself. So, there is then now earlier it was decided by the court, but now it is the tribunal itself can decide whether there is a arbitration clause in the contract entered. Arbitration agreement itself, all agreements and is a contract. So, the basic principles relating to contract will apply. Parties should be able to enter into contract. So, such a party can enter into an arbitration agreement. These are basically a contract agreement. So, the arbitration agreement should provide for the arbitration clause, and these parties are free to agree and to do this to enter into any agreement, and based on that arbitration proceedings are taking place. The basic thing is that if the party, as per the contract entered into with the parties, can send notice to their parties, we would like to have to refer the controversy, the dispute into arbitration. The parties can enter into, appoint the arbitrators. It can be a single member arbitration based on the clause of the agreement. If there are 3 member arbitration, the one party will suggest one member, the other party will suggest the another member to the tribunal. Then these 2 members can suggest another presiding arbitrator. That is a 3-member arbitration, and such a clause that is as per these parties can enter into such agreement. The proceedings in the arbitration can be in the domestic arbitration. The tribunal can determine the provisions, strict provisions of CPC are not applicable for arbitration proceedings. But nevertheless, the basic principles of natural justice, the relevant provisions are all applicable to the to the arbitration proceedings. And it should be arbitration, conducting arbitration is deciding the rights of other parties. So, the arbitrator should have utmost integrity. They shall discuss decide the matter in the presence of both parties. They cannot have a discussion with one of the parties, and they should show utmost fairness and integrity in the matter of arbitration proceedings. And of course, as regards the various internal the domestic arbitration tribunal can take a decision. And now, as per the 1996 Act, if there is any support the arbitration tribunal wanted to examine somebody or as a witness, they have to go to court. The amendment, the recent amendment is giving such powers even to the arbitration tribunal. As regards foreign arbitration, the question may arise which law is applicable for or what language should be adopted. It may be deducted from the agreement, the arbitration clause itself, arbitration agreement itself. If there is any dispute, the parties will have to take a decision at the initial stage itself. What law, international, when the dispute is between two parties, one is a foreign country, the question of the law applicable. If there is any conflict of law, that also is to be taken into consideration, and they have to take a decision which law would apply in the matter of arbitration. So, then as regards the arbitration proceedings, these are all the basic things. Then the award is to be, as per the 1996 Act, the tribunal should give reasons. Unless the matter is compromised or settled, the award should give reasons, and they should give the finding along with the reasons. Then the parties, if there is any amendment is required in the award, they can file an application within 30 days. The copies are to be given to the parties, and they have to file an application within 30 days to seek any amendment or modification or explanation as regards the award is passed. Then the tribunal will give clarification, or they have to give it within 30 days. Then the award that is the final award. Then the question of enforcement of the award. We are party, as I stated earlier, we are party to Geneva Convention, we are party to New York Convention. So, even foreign awards are enforceable in that. Then filing application under the setting aside award, the anybody aggrieved by the award, they have to file it in court. The court is defined in the Arbitration Conciliation Act 1996. The court is defined as the principal court of original jurisdiction. Then they have to file applications. Then they have to take a decision, and then as regards, there are certain grounds on which the award could be challenged. That is the very crucial thing. That is expanded by various decisions of the Supreme Court. The arbitration, the tribunal itself had no jurisdiction to take a decision, tribunal incompetent, then there is other allegations, the appointment itself was bad, and all these the various grounds for challenging the award. Then the arbitration, one important aspect is that based on if it is against the law, these clauses, challenge of award has undergone some changes in the 2016 Act. So the arbitration, the various the challenging, then the challenge is to be disposed of by the court as expeditiously as possible, then the final award is passed. So in the institutional arbitration, in some of the institution itself provide, for example, Stock Exchange of Bombay, if there is any arbitration matter, award passed in the Stock Exchange itself has got an appellate procedure, whether they can dispose of the appeal, and then only the matter can later challenge in court. So these are all the various important aspects of then one aspect is under Indian law does not provide any specific qualification, any person of age, sound mind, and all these provided, but the arbitral institution, their panel, the various institutions, they have provided a panel. In the panel, so many important construction engineers doctors are there, engineers are there, various specialists are there in that panel. Though qualification is paid, this is a matter decided, mostly judges, retired judges are doing arbitration work. That is mainly the arbitration proceedings. As regards the conduct of proceedings, as I stated, the parties, the equal treatment to the parties. Then if there is any parties can agree on certain procedure, so they are agree or conduct the proceedings in the manner suggested by parties, the normal, because strictly the CPC procedure, the written statement, but they have to file the written their claim, their statement, the objection, then normally the issues are framed, and based on that the evidence is recorded by the parties to support the claim. The petitioner will provide evidence, they support the claim, the defense, the challenge against the claim, that also they will produce evidence, and based on that evidence, by 2016 the amendment has taken place. The new amendment which has mainly to reduce the time of arbitration. The one major allegation about Indian arbitration is that they takes time. The arbitrator, either the lawyers who participate, the parties and the judges who are participants, or the members of the arbitral tribunal take time to, on various grounds, the one party may not be sufficient, they may have so many other arbitrations and all. So they take large, there are years and years this go on. Then the very purpose of arbitration is lost. The purpose of arbitration is to settle the matter as quickly as possible and give the relief to the parties, and the parties themselves have selected the arbitrator. They have decided that it is virtually binding on the parties. This award passed by the tribunal is binding on the parties. So then subject of course the challenge under law, but normally it is binding on the parties. So the arbitration is to be done at the earliest, as quickly as possible, so that the parties can be relieved of their, they will know where they stand. That is the best thing. But unfortunately, for some reason or so, the Law Commission intervened and reduced this arbitration. Now the arbitration should be finished. Though Law Commission, it seems that they suggested 2 years, but the Parliament, it should be completed within 12 months, the 1 year. Then the parties can agree for another 6 months, and further, if it is to be done by the court. So that too, the court, if it is that the delay is caused due to the various, it could be attributed to the tribunal, then even the fees could be reduced for extended period for 1 month, 5% these fees of arbitration could be reduced. So something which is a new legislation. But another important aspect is done as regards there was some controversy over the grounds on which challenge could be made. So there are various grounds on which arbitration award could be challenged. So one area was the public policy, whether the award could be challenged. Now the public policy, they have given a sort of definition to the public policy, a confined meaning to the public policy, that is the award could be challenged on the basis of corruption, fraud, or a basic something which is against the basic law. That is not all ground they cannot challenge. Fraud, corruption. So the public policy, by explaining the only where making award was induced or affected by fraud or corruption, if it is in contravention with the fundamental policy of Indian law, or is in conflict with the most basic notions of morality or justice, the award shall be treated as against the public policy of India. But the public policy is very difficult to define the public policy. So there is because it is often said it is an unruly horse, the public policy. It could be, interpretation could be. So the Wednesbury principles of unreasonableness cannot be pushed into these meaning of public policy. So that there will be wider change for challenge. So that the very purpose of the arbitration itself is lost. If somebody can just with much difficulty they go to an award, then the other party is challenging it just as opening another round of litigation. That shall not be. The parties should have a finality of proceedings, and parties should settle their claim or whatever be on the basis of the award possibility. So this is one major changes which has been made in the Act. Then of course there are some, if it is application is filed, it should be decided within 60 days application for appointment. All these amendments have been made, so that the calendar is reduced, so that the time limit is reduced, so that the arbitration proceedings could be expedited. These are the various aspects of the relating to arbitration. This is a short discussion. Arbitration Act, when it is applied, it has got a wider range of activities, the various provisions and law and all will apply. But these are all the basic things about arbitration.